My wife demanded a divorce and dared to tell me, "You can't afford a lawyer to fight against me." I just smiled and replied, "You're right." She arrived at court believing she would crush me, until the most expensive and feared lawyer in the city entered, sat beside me, and told her, "He doesn't have to pay me anything. I'm his older brother, and today you're going to lose everything." It all started last Tuesday. Angela, my wife for 8 years, informed me that she wanted a divorce. In her voice, there was no sadness or regret, only calculated certainty, like someone signing an already won contract. We were in the living room of the house that together we had turned into a home, but she spoke like an executive announcing a layoff. "This is over, Daniel," she said, placing a folder on the table. "I already spoke with a lawyer. Here are my conditions." I didn't even open it. It wasn't necessary. She was more than willing to detail them. She wanted the house, the same one my grandfather helped me with the down payment. She demanded 70% of our savings and alimony for a minimum of 5 years. It wasn't a negotiation. It was an unconditional surrender. "I don't want to argue this, Daniel," she added with a tone loaded with false compassion. "Let's be realistic. You're a woodworking teacher in high school. You earn enough to live, but not to afford a real lawyer. Mine will sink you in fees before you step foot in court. Better accept the terms and move on with your life." I watched her in silence, with a cold that settled in my chest. She didn't just want to leave me. She wanted to destroy me. She saw me as a weak obstacle that had to be crushed. I let the silence weigh a few seconds before saying the 2 words she expected to hear. "You're right." Her relief was immediate. She believed she had won. She got up, smoothed her skirt, and said, "Good. I'm glad you're sensible. You'll receive the official papers next week." Then she left the room. Angela was sure she knew my limitations. She knew I didn't have tens of thousands to face her in court. She also knew I had an older brother, Igor. But she counted on something more, that we hadn't spoken for 5 years. Igor isn't a teacher. He's the most feared and expensive divorce lawyer in the state. His mere presence unsettles other lawyers. But he was no longer part of my life. We became distant after our parents' death, in a bitter dispute over the family house. I wanted to keep it as a memory and meeting point. Igor, always pragmatic, wanted to sell it and split the money. The argument was so brutal that we ended up as strangers. Angela witnessed the end of that fight and bet that we would never exchange words again. According to her calculation, my greatest resource was dead. She was wrong. The following 3 days were dark. To watch the full story, just click on the video below.